After the complete and total failure of The Acolyte on Disney Plus and its subsequent cancellation by Disney and Lucasfilm, a lot of fans, once again, not for the first time over the past decade plus, are wondering what's next for Lucasfilm. Is this company, is this ever going to change? And when will Kathleen Kennedy finally leave? Now, if you've listened to me talk about Star Wars for the past 5 years here on this channel, even though I think Kathleen Kennedy is a terrible Lucasfilm president, just because she leaves, I don't think that automatically makes things any better whatsoever. I think virtually all of the people there have contributed to this in a major way. And despite the fake bullshit rumors that I tackled time and time again over the last couple years of, oh, I promise Kathleen Kennedy was fired. I swear she's on her way out. They're going to announce it at Star Wars Celebration. All of this garbage that it was out there, it was never true. It was never a reality. And in my mind, Kathleen Kennedy is always going to leave Lucasfilm whenever she's good and ready. And indeed, not that long ago, a few months ago, we heard the reports that Kathleen Kennedy's kind of ready to retire. She's ready to leave, but she doesn't want to leave like this. She wants to go out on a big win of some sort. Well, if you thought that that was going to be anytime soon, sorry to say, apparently that is not the case. Kathleen Kennedy will reportedly remain as Lucasfilm president until at least Q2 of 2025. Several new Star Wars shows are in development that haven't been announced yet. Now, this report is coming from Jeff Snyder, who has been fairly reliable when it comes to stuff, especially at Lucasfilm, especially counteracting a lot of the bullshit stuff that was out about her being fired. So Q2 of 2025, not that long from now, but that would be sometime April through June of next year. But it's going to be at least until that long, according to these reports. Keep in mind, her contract was set to expire in October of this year. So this is why people are asking this question. And now after The Acolyte has been canceled, you have a whole new different group of people that want Kathleen Kennedy gone. People like myself obviously have been discussing her failure for a very long time, but when you look at this sequel trilogy and the decline we saw, the destruction that it did to Star Wars, and then you look at all this stuff that's happened since then, the various starts and stops and cancellations of all these different projects, and it's not just Star Wars when it comes to Lucasfilm. Keep in mind, this is in 2020. Remember the slate that we got announced in 2020 from Lucasfilm? Let's just see how some of these things have done. Children of Blood and Bone. By the way, I think they lost the rights or sold the rights. That didn't happen. Willow, one horrific season, and then not only got canceled, but completely removed from Disney Plus for a tax write-off. Rangers of the New Republic, we know what happened with that when it comes to Gina Carano. That ends up getting canceled. The Bad Batch animated show ran for a couple seasons. You have some fans of it. No, those things are not going to turn the needle or do anything for Lucasfilm. Same thing with Star Wars Visions. Andor, a show that had fairly low viewership when it started, but one of the only true positives we've seen over the last couple years, a show that gained an audience as it went on, received critical and audience acclaim, and season 2 is going to come out at some point next year. Star Wars Ahsoka, which is getting a season 2. If you forget about The Acolyte for a second, it had a massive dip-off in ratings and the second lowest viewership of any of these finales. That's what Ahsoka is. Ahsoka is a failure. A lot of people don't like to admit that, but it truly was. It's lucky to get a second season, and if it wasn't for Dave Filoni at the reins, I don't know if that would have been greenlit for season 2, to be quite honest with you. Mandalorian. An okay first season. I think it had significant problems. To me, season 2, despite the fact that so many people came and tuned in for all these different cameos, I thought it was hollow. I thought it was a shell. I thought there was really no substance to it. And quite frankly, I thought some of the writing was abysmal. I felt like it was a Force Awakens moment where a lot of people paid attention at first, but in retrospect, they're going to go back and they're going to realize season 2 was not very good. And then we saw season 3. A complete disaster from a viewership fall-off standpoint. Lando was supposed to be a series. That got scrapped, and now supposedly it's a movie, but it's sitting in developmental hell. Rogue Squadron with Patty Jenkins, they separated from that. Apparently, there might be a chance for them to unshelve that at some point. I don't even know what happened with the droid story. I don't even know what's going on with that. And of course, we can't forget the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, the series that had so much hype and excitement surrounding it. Even people that didn't like what Star Wars had been doing, what Disney Star Wars had been, even some of them came back to give Kenobi a chance to see their favorite character with one of their favorite actors back in action. and it was a massive disappointment. Another destruction of a character and of lore, and, you know, it was really a very, very divisive show. Started off very high with a lot of people tuning in, and absolutely tanked as it headed toward the finale. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, a massive financial flop, losing hundreds of millions of dollars for them. And of course, we're coming off The Acolyte, the biggest disaster they've seen in terms of these Disney Plus shows. And this is a woman who, she's over 70 years old. At some point, she is going to want to be done as president of Lucasfilm and pass the reins to somebody else. Who that will be, when that will be, not sure. But if you were hoping it was going to be any time in the next couple months with that contract expiring, according to reports, she's not going anywhere, at least not yet. If she's hanging around for a win, maybe she hopes that's what Andor Season 2 could be. Maybe that could be the win she wants to go out on. But with the additional report that a lot of stuff is new that's in development that hasn't been announced yet, you gotta wonder how much longer might Kathleen Kennedy be hanging around Lucasfilm. And the people that used to be screaming for Dave Filoni to replace her, don't think that's the same as it was a couple years ago. I've been preaching against Dave Filoni for years, ever since I started this channel. And that used to be kind of unpopular until he actually started making more things and more people got exposed to him and his writing and his character development and realized, holy shit, this guy is not who we were told he was. I've been preaching that for a long, long time. But what do you guys think? How long will KK stick around? Because you know damn well she's not getting fired. She's leaving when she's good and ready. Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.